Hello everyone, Mike here, and everybody who watches anime at some point or another finds themselves a waifu or husbando, as the case may be. If you've been watching anime for a long time, you probably have more than one. Someone like me, I've been an anime fan since 2002, so at almost 20 years now, I have quite a few. So today I'm actually going to talk about my top 10 favorite anime waifus. And I want to point out up front, I am not ranking them. These are not in any semblance of order. These are just my 10 favorite anime waifus. I tried to rank them initially, but I just couldn't get it put together well because there are too many cases of, well, I don't want this person to be over this person, and so on and so forth. Before I get to the top 10, though, I want to give a couple little honorable mentions. Just a couple of waifus that I like that didn't quite make the cut here. Those being Videl from Dragon Ball Z, Yomi from Azuma Daioh, Kitsune from Love Hina, and Haruhi Suzumiya. Alright, so let's start our list off here with one who's actually not from an anime, but a video game. That being Natsuki from Doki Doki Literature Club. I admit, this one kind of confuses me because I do not like tsunderes. And Natsuki is the token tsundere of this game. So it's weird for me to be a fan of her over the other characters. I think part of it is she's a manga fan, she likes baking. Despite her arguments about it, she is very cute. And I think a lot of it also goes to Act 2 of the story. When all the other crazy stuff is going on, Natsuki not only maintains some level of normalcy, she is the one who comes to you and says, hey, things are kind of weird. I'm really worried about my friends. That really put her up some with me, even if she, is kind of mean at times. Natsuki is adorable, and when you break through that tsundere shell, she is extremely caring. Alright, next up, Hinata Hyuga from Naruto. She is adorable. The shyness really does make her just so cute. I think one of the biggest things that I always liked about Hinata is that she liked Naruto from the start. Everybody else ignored him, shunned him, treated him like dirt. But Hinata, from the start, liked Naruto. It's one of the reasons I was never a big fan of the Naruto-Sakura ship, because, yeah, she started to change her feelings on him, but Hinata was always, on his side. If I was in Naruto's place, I don't know how well things would have gone because, she's shy and I'm potentially denser than Naruto is when it comes to noticing when a girl takes interest. So I don't know if it would have worked out between us if I were in Naruto's position. But yeah, Hinata is just such a wonderful girl, and I was so happy that she was the one that ended up with Naruto at the end of the day. Alright. Next we have Megumin from Konosuba. I love Megumin. We got a character here who has the ability to do all sorts of great magic as an arc wizard. But she instead chooses to solely focus on super powerful explosion magic that her body cannot handle because she likes explosions. So she pretty much boosted herself up to do these singular explosion attacks that she then can't move afterwards. It always makes me laugh, and her personality is so fun, including the way that she just constantly manipulates Kazuma. From getting him to let her join the team by talking about letting him do lewd things to her when there's other women around so that they'll get mad at him so that he agrees to let her join so that she'll shut up, to tricking him into admitting that he wants to try something with her just so she can call him out on it and then run away. Megumin is easily my favorite character from Konosuba, and I know I'm not in the minority there because of the girls from Konosuba, she is the only one who has her own phone app. It's not a very good app, but she has one, and the other two do not. Alright. And we got Tsuyu Asui, aka Froppy, from My Hero Academia. Now, before I actually started watching My Hero Academia, just from seeing the memes, I thought my favorite character was going to be Toru, because the memes with her were hilarious. Then I actually got into the show, and Froppy's personality, her way of speaking, her nature, everything about her just drew me to her character. She is a lot of fun. She is a very caring character, and I love Froppy. Alright, these next three are actually all have a very similar trait that I think is what really drew me to them. And I'm going to start here with Kaoru Konoe from Gatekeepers. This is one that probably not as well known. Kaoru is a character who admittedly kind of irritated me in her first appearance because she had pretty much given up on even bothering to try anything because, you know, she kind of had that, well, what's the point? It's not going to matter kind of personality. But Shun managed to give her the inspiration to, you know, basically try life again, for lack of a better term. And she is not afraid to make it clear that she likes him. She doesn't straight up say it until maybe episode 7 or 8. I don't remember. It's been quite a while. But she does not hide the fact that she likes him. And that is something that I think definitely appeals to me. And then there's just her character, very, after the first episode, very upbeat, very friendly, a lot of fun. And of course, she has really cool gate power with her strength and speed being boosted when she activates her powers. So she is a lot of fun and very, very cool. Alright, next is Mia from Monster Musume. Monster Musume is a series that has always been very high on the fan service. I initially ignored this just because I liked the characters and I liked the story. Eventually the series got a little too heavy in the fan service where it was getting to where it was almost porn. And that's the point where I was like, okay, I'm out. I actually haven't read Monster Musume in quite a long time. But when I was reading it, I loved Mia. Yes, she can be extremely jealous, and she can be very dangerous. she would probably kill me. Not intentionally, but that would probably end up happening. But much like Kuru, she never shied away from making it clear that she liked our main character. I have no idea what his name is. I think it's like Kimihito. I don't know, like everybody in the show called him something different. I actually just called him Ad Space because like the first several chapters he was always wearing a t-shirt that said Ad Space on it, so I just took to calling him Ad Space. But Mia never shied away from making it clear how she felt about him, as did everybody else. Nobody really held off on making it clear that they liked our main character. But Mia is friendly, outgoing, a lot of fun. Aside from the danger, she is an awesome character. Then we have Kurumu Coronel from Rosario Vampire. She is another one who started out in a bit of negative territory. She was the villain of the second chapter of the series, trying to seduce Tsukune with her succubus powers just so that he would be part of her harem that she was trying to put together so she could find her, soulmate of fate, so to speak. But unlike the villain in the first chapter and several later ones, when she got beat, she showed a much different side to her. A lot of the others, even as they were getting beat by Mocha, they stayed defiant and evil to the end. Kurumu was legitimately afraid, and that was what started my appeal for her. Admittedly, sympathy. I felt bad for her because you could tell she was legitimately terrified of what Mocha was going to do to her. Then she just became so much more friendly, again, outgoing. You can tell the kind of girls I like from my list here. And like the previous two, never shied away from letting Tsukune know that she loved him. I have noticed whenever you get a harem anime and a character right from the beginning admits that they like the main character, they almost never end up getting with him. It's kind of disappointing. But personally, I love that type of character, and I think a lot of that has to do with my personality. For one, growing up, going through adolescence, I was not popular with women. And on the rare occasion where I actually, took the plunge and asked somebody out, more times than not, I would be rejected in a very cruel way because, teenagers are jerks. That, along with the fact that I suffer from high functioning anxiety, and thus I'm constantly telling myself, no, don't talk to this person, you're going to embarrass yourself, has really prevented me from taking a lot of initiative when it comes to talking to girls. So a girl like these previous three who straight up says to me, yes, I like you, I am not hiding that fact, that appeals to me because I will fully admit I'm not good at taking the initiative when it comes to that kind of thing. Alright, let's move on here. Rizu Ogata from We Never Learn. This is a very interesting series. I've seen the anime and I've read all of the manga up to where we currently are. We're close to the end of the series. But Rizu was adorable, both in her looks, her pouty face that she gives sometimes, and her desire to understand people better, which in the manga it even goes even further into it, showing how much she actually dislikes herself because of her personality, which as the series progresses, she moves past, mostly due to her friendship with the others, her love for the main character, and I was just rooting for her the entire time during the series. The nice thing with this manga, and quick spoiler note here for people who haven't gotten this far in the manga yet, all 5 girls get an ending. The series went through and we got our conclusion with one of the girls. Then the series moved back several chapters and started again, focusing on the main character and ending up with another one of the girls. And they're in the process of doing that now. They're going to do it for all 5 girls. So no matter which girl you liked, you're going to get to see her end up with the main character. And then you can just choose which one you want to call the true ending. Which is not a bad idea, I think. You don't have to acknowledge the ones you don't like, and whoever you want him to end up with, you get to see it. I like that. Admittedly, wasn't a big fan of Rizu's ending, but I was still happy to see her end up with the main character in one of the endings. And yeah, Rizu is awesome. Next up is Nico Robin from One Piece. Robin is much more mature than Nami, and I do love Nami, but I think I like Robin more, partially because she's much more mature than Nami. She is, in a way, kind of the straight man of the Straw Hats, except she takes everything in stride. It's very rare that something one of the other characters does really bothers her. In fact, the only one that's coming to mind is when the team was going to form a mecha of sorts with Frankie, and Sanji just wanted Robin to do it so that he could potentially look up her skirt. That was like the only time I've seen her look like she was really annoyed by something one of the other crew members did. Another thing I liked about her was when I first was introduced to her character, she and I were about the same age. So that's a bit of an appeal, you know. It's like, okay, this one's actually my age, so it doesn't feel awkward to like this character. And the rare occasions when we get a break in her fairly calm personality, like during Enies Lobby, when, you know, we really see her emotions take hold, and one of the specials when they get roped into being part of a play and she decides to turn it into a musical, dancing and singing around the stage. That made me laugh so much because it's so different from the Nico Robin that we're all used to seeing. Alright, and that brings me to the last of my waifus. That being Orihime Inoue from Bleach. Orihime is hilarious. She's sweet. She is caring, loving. I remember one of the first things that really appealed to me with her was when they, as a class assignment, had to draw a picture of future them. And she misinterpreted what it meant and didn't realize they were saying, what do you want to do in the future? And instead drew a picture of a dystopian future with her as a robot. And just her caring nature as well, though, as much as they like to play off her being a little bit of an idiot at times, just the fact that she goes so out of her way to protect her friends and loved ones from using her kind of airheadedness to get her friends away when she saw a hollow, to being willing to sacrifice herself for the sake of her friends, Orihime is such a sweet and caring character. She is also the only anime character that I have ever actually seen in a dream I had. And for those of you wondering, no, this is not some, porn dream or something. I once had this dream where I was going through this dungeon of sorts. Made my way through. A couple weeks later, I had the same dream again, but this time Orihime was with me, and I'm leading her through this dungeon because I'd already been there. And, we're going through, we're chatting, it's going well, I'm getting her through. Then as we're close to the end, I turn around. Orihime is gone, and my boss from work is there, who starts talking to me about work. It's weird, very weird dream. But, yeah, those are my 10 favorite anime waifus. I would love to know, who are some of your waifus, or husbandos, as the case may be. Tell me who you like. Why do you like them? I'd love to, hear about it. I always find that kind of thing interesting, the characters people gravitate towards and why they do so. All right, that's all I've got on this one. So, until next time, thank you for being part of my geek world.